Welcome back to the show. You're just in time for Unfiltered. So today's guest is an international inspirational speaker, wellness guru, marketing and direct sales expert, best-selling author, and global serial entrepreneur. Please welcome to our show the beautiful Stormy Wellington, a.k.a. Coach Stormy.
Woo!
Coach Stormy.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for coming on.
You're stunning.
Oh, my
Beautiful.
God. With all due respect, Stormy, you're beautiful in the pictures, but in person.
Yes.
In person.
In person, it's a whole nother category.
Thank you.
Stunning.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. So we're going to dive right in, Stormy. You ready to do this?
Yeah, let's have fun.
All right. So in your bio, I want to go back to the beginning.
Okay.
You grew up in the foster care system.
Like 3 years.
What was that experience like?
I mean, it was a lot. You know, being in the foster care system, not having Instagram and Facebook and the cell phone, not knowing if your parents are ever going to come pick you up. You know, holidays, Christmas, birthdays, being picked on, having to, you know, defend yourself amongst other women and, well, girls. It was challenging.
Yeah.
That's actually also when the whole molestation started with me when I was in foster care.
Wow.
So I experienced a lot in foster care, but I believe it's a part of what made me the woman that I am today, because what I experienced in the foster care system.
Wow.
Okay. We gonna
You asked the question, okay?
listen, and we're gonna fast forward because being in foster care, I'm sure you've learned a lot. But you are more than people know. There's so much layers to who you are, and not only business owner, but hello, $60 million and counting.
A lot of people don't understand multi-level marketing, network marketing, but that's one of my biggest goals right now is to bring more awareness, more understanding, and to help more people make more money. So TLC and network marketing has been my #1 money maker.
Wow.
So it just shows other people they can do it. It's real. Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand network marketing,
Right.
and they go off what they heard back in the days. It's a pyramid, it's a scam, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so they just don't know no better. So they're just repeating what they heard. So I'm happy to be here as a black woman who
Come on.
dropped out of school in the 9th grade.
Come on.
I didn't go to college. I figured it out in network marketing. And because of network marketing, I learned how to become a real entrepreneur. So I now have other businesses that allows me to venture into other industries as well.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
So, Storm, you've been pretty open about a background as a dancer and even a little scamming in the past. So, I mean, it's part of your story. We're talking about it. I want to know, so obviously to maneuver through that type of thing, you have to have some street smarts, right? How do you feel like that translated to the corporate world? Do you feel like that background kind of prepared you to be able to maneuver through corporate America?
So I'm not quite in corporate America. Network marketing.
Right, yeah, I mean.
I don't report to a job. I don't
Right.
have paid holidays. I don't have paid days off. I don't have workman's comp. So I'm not, I don't have a 401k, you know what I mean? I believe that as a human, as a person, you begin as a hustler in anything that you do. Nothing you start off, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's true.
But as you grow in whatever profession you're in, you begin to, you know, become bigger and better, and then you go from the hustler to the businessman or the businesswoman.
Okay.
So yes, when I was in the strip club and scheming and scamming, it taught me a lot. The first thing it taught me is about people.
What?
Business is people, so you have to understand the body language of people.
Yeah.
Kind of understand how to pre-frame people.
Okay.
You can't be afraid of rejection. You know, in the strip club.
Yeah.
In the strip club, women are each other's competition. I may be your girl, you may be my friend, but I still want to make sure I'm working tonight.
Right.
Right, yeah.
So, you know, you have to look at other women kind of like competition.
Yeah.
So, but I've learned as I've evolved as an entrepreneur, as a businesswoman, that another woman is not my competition. I do need to pay attention to her.
Right.
But I believe in collaboration now. So I love to collaborate with women, and I love to support women, and I love to help women.
Okay.
Versus in the strip club, it wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that.
Now, I don't like to call it scheming and scamming because they just sound so low down.
Right.
And I was a boss when I was doing my work.
Right.
So
You were in charge.
I did a little identity. Identity theft is what I
Okay,
did, not
okay.
scheming.
It's a big difference.
It's a big
It's a big difference. That's the upper side of it. Okay.
Yeah, so
Right.
around the age of I started when I was like 16.
For real?
So I was in foster care because my mom was in the streets. She sold drugs and she ended up going to jail.
Okay.
While she was in jail, she left us with her friend, quote unquote, who ended up starting to abuse my brother and I. And so we escaped through the foster care system.
Wow.
And then we escaped again because my brother friend came and got us out of the foster care system, but my mom still wasn't there.
Okay.
So when I came home, I still had to figure out how to make money. Like, I didn't become someone who stripped or did identity theft because I was, greedy and wanted money to go buy some shoes or some clothes.
Yeah.
No, it was a way of survival for me. I grew up in Miami, like real Miami.
Miami rough.
Where people did credit card scams, stripped, stole, robbed, sold drugs.
You did what you had.
So that's all I saw. Right. So when I started the identity theft, it was because I needed to try to help pay bills at home. There was no mom and there was no dad.
So you grew up fast.
Yeah, I was an adult at 13.
13,
my
yeah.
first time in the strip club, I was 13 years old.
You had to do what you had to do.
My water was off at home and I needed to figure out how to turn it back on. I was 13. So imagine a little girl, 13, that was me at 13.
And look at you now.
Oh, look at me
So,
now.
Mogul.
baby, every 13-year-old watching that sees you knows that they can make it too.
Absolutely.
And that's what I love about you and love about your story. Now, listen. Tell me about Girl. So, Girl, Hold My Hand.
Yes.
That is so beautiful. Tell us how that started and your passion behind it.
So I think that everything that we do is like unconsciously happening for us, not to us.
Right.
And so August 26, 2011, my mom died as I was holding her hand. I didn't realize that she was taking her last breath. I thought she was having an anxiety attack, but she was dying. And from that point on, I believe in my soul, Girl, Hold My Hand was birthed. I didn't have the words, I didn't have it. But what really made it come together, I went to a women's conference.
Okay.
And at this women's conference, it was a bunch of beautiful women. And I don't know why, but this happens in the Black community a lot.
Right.
When another beautiful woman sees another beautiful woman, instead of her celebrating and edifying her and telling her you're beautiful for no apparent reason, they don't like the other woman. And I was in an environment, a women's empowerment conference, where everybody was cute, they had their bags, and but everybody had an attitude with each other. And I felt the tension, I felt the energy. And so I just asked a woman who event it was, because it wasn't my event, I was a keynote speaker.
Right.
I asked her, can I say something to the crowd? And I just felt led to tell everybody, hey, drop your purse, can y'all hold each other's hands?
Wow.
And they started holding each other's hands, and literally all the women just started crying. And I'm like, do you know the woman sitting next to you deals with some insecurities and some pain and some hurt just like you? And literally everybody just started embracing each other. And I sat back and I looked on Google and I put in girlholdmyhand.com. And I said, if this is available, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
That is so beautiful.
And girlholdmyhand.com was available.
That is so beautiful.
That's been about almost 10 years now.
Oh, I can understand that too, because I have been to some conferences. I'm like, why am I here?
Right.
They so mean.
Right. You're the women's empowerment branch and y'all disempowering each other. It's like,
Right.
hello. Yeah. So that's how it started. It's my passion because, I feel like a lot of us, especially as women, we don't have a lot of support. We just need a hand up sometimes. And as an entrepreneur, most of my mentors were all men.
Right.
I didn't get a lot of help from women.
Okay.
And I learned, I never forget Lisa Nichols told me one day, like, you're a 40-watt light. But every time you step in the room, it seems like you bring 10 watts because you're afraid to dim the light of your mentors and your coaches. And so learn to own your power. And that was one of the days that I realized that I do maybe intimidate people sometimes. And instead of women that I've met in my past saying, okay, we're better together, they became like a little, jealous and intimidated. So they didn't really help me the way they could have.
Right.
And so Girl Hold My Hand for me is my way to go back and help the woman that I used to be and to just never forget that I used to be in a position that a lot of these women are still in. So I wake up every day and I hold women's hands all around the world, and I love it.
Wow.
I don't even know.
That's dope. I love it. I love it.
I'm completely drawn in.
Thank you.
Completely drawn in.
Thank you.
So, Stormy, I want to switch gears for a second.
All right.
So you had a video that went viral.
Which one?
Low vibration plates.
Yes.
What was the story behind that video, Stormy? Please tell me what was the story behind it.
Okay, so, and I'm happy that you asked that. This is probably my first time really publicly addressing
Really?
And talking about
what it really meant, what really happened.
Yeah.
So first of all, I'm the one told the videographer to grab the camera and to film this because I knew it was going to go viral.
Yeah.
Right.
Not to the degree that it has went viral.
It was
because
massive.
now people are starting to even say that in their music videos.
Yeah,
Everything.
it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
T-shirts.
Yeah. So I didn't know it was going to do that.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. The young lady, her name is Tammy Price. She
Okay.
is one of my mentees. She's one of my top students. She went from homeless to, she made over $3 million with me as her mentor in just like 6 years, right?
Right.
We sell weight loss. We're in the health and wellness industry. We were at my Women's Empowerment Weekend. And before the camera started rolling, she had already had a plate of food. Okay, let's go back. She had already had a plate of food.
So that was the second plate.
That was the second plate.
Thank you. She had already, thank you.
Second plate.
That was the second plate, so y'all didn't see the first plate.
Okay.
So mind you, she don't even know I saw the first plate.
Right.
I see everything.
Right.
Quite the contrary to people may think. So I saw her eat the first plate, but I never said nothing. She had already put on maybe 15 pounds.
Right.
We cannot afford to be fat in our business.
Right.
We can't.
Yeah.
I have nothing against overweight, fat,
Right.
heavy set, obese. I don't have nothing against them.
Right.
But we are the leaders. We are the example. She was already about 15 pounds overweight. So then I'm sitting there and I watch her go get another plate. I'm watching her go get another plate. And I also know that what you eat has a huge indication of how you feel inside.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So I knew that something else was going on.
Right.
So when I saw her with the plate, I'm watching her sit down, and mind you, she's the leader as well at my event. I have a community of women, a very small group of women called the Rich Girls, which means respect, integrity, character, honor.
Right.
So everybody's always watching us. Whether you want to think somebody's watching you or not, they're watching. So I know these women are watching my millionaire student
Right.
be a glutton at this event.
Yeah.
Right.
So she made another plate. If you looked at the plate, the hamburger was turned upside down. The beans was on the bread.
Right.
And the shrimp, it was a very sloppy plate.
It's a mixture.
Yeah.
It was a sloppy plate. So
Yeah.
it wasn't what she was eating. It wasn't the content of what the food was.
Right.
It was the aesthetics of how the food was prepared.
Right.
Okay.
The juice was dripping off the side.
It was.
And then that was her second plate.
And you teaching weight loss.
And everybody watching
Yes.
you. So it was really, I had to.
Yes.
I just
Oh,
had
you
to.
funny. You're not even trying to be funny, but you are
I'm really
funny.
not trying to be funny.
It was dripping. It was dripping,
dripping.
girl. Yeah,
It was
low
dripping,
vibration.
Low
plate.
vibration.
Yes.
So of course, when you saw my plate, you like, we got the same stuff. But my
Right.
plate wasn't sloppy. My
Right.
plate had a little bit of food. I was portion control. I wasn't.
Ah, okay,
So it was
okay.
not what it was. It
Yeah.
wasn't, you should eat vegan food. You can eat fruit and
Right.
vegetables.
Right.
It was the amount and the way the plate was prepared, and that was my first plate, not my second plate.
Right.
So that's how. And as her mentor, I'm supposed to check her and
Yeah,
correct her.
Yeah.
So she appreciated.
Right.
Because it really stuck with her, and you should go see her now.
Yeah.
Right.
Fine as hell right now.
That low vibration
low
plate
vibration.
did it.
That low vibration play did it, and it
Yeah.
really did a lot for our relationship as well, and for our
that's
business.
good.
So, it might have, caused a little scene and a little mess,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't regret it. And I think even right now, there are people that are very cognizant of their plates because
Right.
of that.
Oh,
And it
that
went over
is-
everybody's head.
It did.
It went
I
over
hope this
even
little-
mine here.
Yeah.
This little snippet need to go somewhere.
It
'Cause
went. We
now
got
I'm
We got
trying to
you.
find
We got
what
you.
happened.
We got you.
That's what happened.
I know we're gonna close soon, but I see items.
Uh-oh.
Tell us
yeah.
about
What we got,
your
Storm?
goodie bag.
So you know what? This is from my skincare line.
Okay.
I admired your skin as I was watching you in the green room.
Right.
And I just like to, elevate and take women up a notch. So I just bought you a
Thank
Perfect
you.
Storm skincare kit.
Uh,
And I got some tea for you too.
Perfect Storm and tea, so I can
Stormy,
go
make
to the
some for the
bathroom
men.
some
Dang, you
more.
just
Oh, you
leaving
know
us
what?
out.
You know, I have-
We want to live right too.
You
Get us
right, you
right.
right.
Stormy.
We'll take care of you in a little bit.
Yeah.
But right now, guys, we got to get out of here. Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for
Coach
being
Stormy.
here. We'd love to have you back
Yes.
because there's so much more to speak about.
Yes.
Guys, that's our show for today. It goes so fast.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kris.
We'll see you guys same time, same place. Be safe until tomorrow, y'all.
They're beautiful.
There we go. I gotta make sure I'm perfect.
One word.
Hey, man.
The Candice and Kris Show.
Let's go.
Gone for the holiday, so I didn't have his little help around the house, so he came back last night.
I'm sure he was excited to get back home.
He was,
Yeah.
and so was the dog.
Oh, Tyson was gone.
Tyson has a whole jail cell. So my husband found this new cage.
Okay.
And it literally looks like a jail cell. I have to take a picture and
You
bring it
need to take
tomorrow.
a picture.
It's so sad.